Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all okay. My name's Mel, this is Melus and today we're going to be doing our February favourites. So I hope you guys enjoy today's video. So hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all very well. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, hi, how you doing? Hope you guys are all very well, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Today we're going to be doing a rather chilled out talky video. Today we're going to be doing our February favourites for 2022. Now I think in my goals for 2022 I kind of wanted to do a favourites video. I haven't really done favourites videos. I've never really kind of challenged myself to do favourite videos, only because I find that during the month I don't really use too much, or I don't really use too much crafting equipment. I normally just kind of make projects and then post them up on YouTube, and that's pretty much like it. But today I thought I would do my February 2022 favourites. So I've got a list in front of me here. This is my list of things that I have considered as a favourite. So they cover things from like favourite books, favourite magazines, favourite foods, for example, favourite stuff that I've seen on TV or on YouTube or online. I've got a couple of favourite podcasts as well. I've got a couple of YouTube channels that I would like to say are my favourites for this month. We've got a favourite board game, because me and my husband love to play board games, so I thought that I'd put that into the favourites. And I'd also got some favourite craft items that I have been using a lot more frequently this month as well. So first of all, I'm going to start with some crafty news. I think I don't really do like crafty news. I normally do like VRs and all that kind of stuff. So today I'm actually going to be doing some crafty news. So the giveaways that are going on for March are Roz's, so it's Paper Crafting with Roz, Amber, who's Amber Kintyre Crafts, and so Claire Cartwright. I'll leave their links in the box below. I have done VRs for their channels, for their videos, for those particular giveaway videos. I have done VRs for them, so what I'll do is I'll leave their videos in the link below, so please do go and have a look at their videos. And because they're doing like giveaways, they basically require you guys to actually send stuff to them. So I think Roz's one is the pocket letter, the mini pocket letter. Claire's is a 5x5 project, and Amber's is flower and lace. So I'll leave those links in the box below, so please do go and check out those lovely ladies' YouTube channels. Great crafters, really amazing artists in general, so please do go and have a look at their channels. Next month I'll actually be going to the crafting at Ali Pali no, it's not called Stamparama anymore. It's called Stamparama, but I think it's called Craftorama. It's at Alexandra Palace. It's from the 12th to the 13th of March. So if you're going down to that show, I'll see you down there if you're going to be down there. I'll put the link to that in the box below. I'm really excited about that event because it's actually an event that we actually get to go to in person, which is actually amazing. It means you get to interact with a lot of crafters, go and buy lots of stuff and spend all your money, because that's normally how it is. But they've got some really great exhibitors that are going to be there, like Alan Creates, which is double L and Create. They're going to be down there. Country View Crafts is going to be there. Dice to Die For is going to be there. Lime Tree Crafts are going to be there. So I'll put the link to that event in the box below, so if you're actually in the London area, then please do have a look. And if you're going to get a ticket, it's £5 online in advance and it's £7 on the door. So if you are someone who loves crafting events and would like to treat yourself for the weekend, you can get 1-day tickets and 2-day passes. Then do go and have a look at that link. I'll be attending. I don't know what time I'll actually be there for, but if you see me and you recognise me, please do say hello and please do come and say hi. So yeah, if you're going to that event next month for Craftorama, then please do have a look at those links below. Right, let's get on to some favourites. So what I'm going to do is, if there's anything that I can't essentially hold in my hand, or there's no items that I have any physical hardware for example, I'll put a picture of it on it will actually probably come up on maybe the right hand side of the screen. I'm not sure how this video will actually come out, but I'll put it on the area in the screen so you guys can have a look. So favourite books, I'm going to start off with books, then I'll do stuff online, then I'll do the kind of like misc stuff at the end. So my favourite book, I'm actually still trying to get through Persuasion by Jane Austen, which is the book that my husband got me for Christmas. I'm a very slow reader, so I've actually been trying to get back into reading as much as I can. Essentially, I'm a very slow reader, and I'm also very lazy to read as well, which is awful. I think everybody should try and interactive books at some stage, but I'm just terrible and I'm really late to the party on those sort of things. So my I'm actually trying to reread a favourite. I do have a Kindle and I do have the hard copy of it, and the book that I'm trying to reread at the moment is one of my favourites, and it's called ESquared. It's by Matt Beaumont. It's basically about people that work in a marketing or a design agency called Meerkat 360. It's a really hilarious book. They actually write all the kind of passages in the book as emails, so they're all from one person to another and replies to that person. So it's basically about like little dramas in the marketing agency that they all work in. So the marketing agency is actually based in London. They have a really kind of heavy type boss who's called David Cruton. Really hilarious. He just has this kind of crazy boss type vibe, but he is really funny. And the story basically goes around all the workers and all the individual team members in the actual agency. So you've got like the PAs, secretaries, you've got the people that work in the stationery department, accounts, that sort of thing. So it just basically interprets their story into the book. So you can download it from Amazon. I think if you have a Kindle, you can also get it in hard copy as well. It's quite a chunky book, but it's quite easy to get through. Because it has like really short passages in it. So I would recommend that book if you haven't read it already, if that's kind of your type of vibe, if you like kind of reading emails, finding out about the stories behind individual members of a marketing team or a design team agency, then please do have a look at the book. You can also download a sample, I think, on Amazon as well. So yeah, please do go and check out the book. Again, I'll put an image of what the book looks like on the screen as well. My favorite magazine this month is Simply Cards and Papercraft, which I actually have a copy of here. So this is the one. It might come out a little bit backward on the screen, unfortunately, but this is the lovely magazine that I'm talking about. So this is Simply Cards and Papercraft. This has the gorgeous peacock papers on it, and that's why I absolutely love. I haven't even opened this yet, but I really love the pattern. So you get the embossing folder here, you get the lovely inspiration here as well, and you get the stamps here at the bottom. So you've got the gorgeous peacock here with the lovely feathers. You get the little feathers here as well, and you get the lovely sayings as well. So if you see this in your local stationers like WH Smith's or Tesco's or Asda or whatever supermarket that you shop in, then I definitely recommend this magazine. And I love the inspiration in the magazine as well, so it's a really good magazine to have in your collection, especially if you love peacocks, lots of blue colors as well. I love the embossing folder because it actually has the kind of feather embellishments on the embossing folder, so it all comes out in like feather type design, which I think is really clever. So I'm really looking forward to using that probably for next month. My next favourite is, if I can have a look at my list, is favourite food. So my favourite foods at the moment are fruits normally. I've been really getting into some cherries. I got some cherries from Lidl. They're like king cherries. They're really big and massive, and I absolutely love them. They're so sweet as well. Again, I'll put pictures on the screen if you like cherries. I also like watermelon as well. Watermelon from M&S. They come in these little pots that have like maybe 5 or 6 sticks in them. I really love them. They're just really easy to chomp through. And my next lovely food item that I really love this month is M&S's prawn dim sum. So if you're someone who really likes dim sum or Chinese food in general, this is a really good buy. They have a lot of their kind of Chinese range in the M&S stores, but the dim sum is really one of my favorites. So you can just put it in the microwave, heat it up for a minute or a minute and a half, and you can actually eat it as dim sum. Dim sum is one of my favorite dishes when I go to a Chinese restaurant, so I really look forward to actually eating that whenever I get it. So those are definitely my food favourites. My favourite drink for this month is this one. This is a Vimto. This is a Vimto. This is in a clear water. Normally get the one with the pink liquid or the purple liquid in there, but this is the water version. I actually went to Morrisons in Stratford yesterday because this drink you can only ever get in Morrisons, which I found really. There's one near my house that I actually frequently go to because it's a lot more easier for me to go down there and go and get it, but I can only carry a few of these at a time essentially because it comes really heavy. So I went to Morrisons Stratford yesterday to go and get these, and they're actually on a really high shelf, so I actually had to use a super dry shopping bag to try and like get it out of the upper shelf that was up on the higher shelves of the drinks kiosk. It was hilarious. I'm sure people were watching me trying to get it and watch me see if I can try and get some of these bottles, but I ended up getting 4. So I ended up just getting some Vimto H2O. I'm trying to drink more water. I don't really like water in general, but I think flavoured water is absolutely fine. So that is my favourite drink. Again, what I'll do is I'll put all the list of my favourites in the box below as well, just in case you guys need a reference point, for example. So I'll put them in the box below. So the next favourites are my on-screen favourites. So these are in relation to TV programmes or programmes that I've been seeing online, either through iPlayer or ITV Hub or All 4, for example. So the first programme that I'm going to be chatting about is the Great Cookbook Challenge with Jamie Oliver. This is a programme mainly about food, and basically they get people to cook food so that they can get a contract deal with a publisher. Now these can be any cooks. They can be like people that are specialising in Indonesian food, vegan food, Filipino food, French cuisine, lasagnas, for example. So what they do is in the first 4 programmes of the initial series, they got people into heat. So you had like a group of 4 or 5 cooks, for example, and then they basically cook food during that heat, and then the publishers, so they have someone who's the manager of the publishing brand. I think it's someone like Penguin or something similar, and then they get 2 other cooks as well on the judging panel, and then each cook has to actually cook a dish for them, so it's kind of easy for people to make at home. So they basically will vow for this publishing contract with Penguin, and then they basically then fight out to do some other cooking meals during the latter parts of the series. So the first 4 weeks are the heats, so they pick people out of those heats in the next programs, and then the kind of end series of the programs are just the chefs being whittled down up until the final 3, for example, or 2 or 3 people in the final to vouch for the contract deal with the actual publishing brand. So these meals can be anything like weekend meals, 20-minute meals, easy cooking meals. It could be anything like that, for example. So then they just whittle it down to the final few people for the actual last program. I think we're probably into week 6 or 7 of the actual program. I'll put the link of that program in the box below. So if you want to check out the Great Cookbook Challenge with Jamie Oliver, I'll leave that link in the box below. It's a really good program. So if you're into particular meals, into particular topics of meals or how to cook meals in general, some of them do like traditional meals, and some of them do like really out of this world kind of meals, so please do have a look at that program if you wish to know a lot more about food. I've really enjoyed watching Jamie Oliver, and they basically take like pictures of the food, so they show the actual the publishing manager what the food looks like on paper with all the ingredients and the amount of time it takes for people to actually cook the food. I think it's a really good program, and I think it's really informative as well, so do check out that channel. The next one that I'm going to mention as well is Shakespeare and Hathaway. So if you are someone who likes daytime detective, and I mean light detective kind of programs, then this is definitely one for you. It's called Shakespeare Hathaway Private Investigators. It stars Joe Joyner, who used to be Tanya Branning in EastEnders, and it also stars Mark Benton. Really great actors. I think they're really hilariously funny, and I think in this one it just kind of gives a more lighter mood to any sort of like daytime TV. I think it used to be on in the evening, I think, but it's now on daytime TV. It's on about 2:15 on BBC One, and it's basically what you would expect it to be. It's set in Stratford, the place of where Shakespeare was born, and it also concentrates on things that happen, like detective. So it could be like murder mystery, it could be like fraud, for example, it could be anything kind of around police stuff, detective stuff, but it's quite a light-hearted detective series. So they basically focus on aspects of Shakespeare, essentially. So you've got Shakespeare, who's Llewellyn Shakespeare, you've got Hathaway, who is Francis Hathaway, or Frank Hathaway, and they basically have characters that are focusing on Shakespeare stories and characters. So if you're someone who likes Shakespeare and is into Shakespeare and don't mind a light detective drama during the day, you can catch it on iPlayer. There's 4 series of it, so if you're interested in that, that's what I've been watching literally on daytime TV every single day for the last couple of weeks in February, because sometimes with some of the daytime stuff it can be really like boring, and sometimes it's mostly on like houses that you can afford in the country, or Countdown, or whatever, and I think those kind of things are a bit like boring, but you know, I think this one's a really good one to watch. So if you're into Shakespeare, you like a bit of reading Shakespeare, you really like Shakespearean characters, then please do have a look at their programme. So that's Shakespeare and Hathaway Private Investigators, and that's on BBC One at 2:15. And my last programme that I'm going to mention in these February favourites is the Goes Wrong Show. So the Goes Wrong Show is basically based on a company called Mischief Theatre, but this programme, because it's based on kind of a fake, I'd say a fake drama society, it's a really good programme to watch. If you ever seen the West End play of it, because they have it in the West End, I think me and Stephen would really like to actually go to the show at some point, because it's just hilarious. It's basically a play where all the characters in the play, things go wrong during the course of the play, so nothing ever goes smoothly. It's never ever that. You get people that do like misread lines, props that fall on people, props that appear out of nowhere and they don't need to be there, just scenarios that happen where it always goes wrong. I absolutely love the show. It's really, really funny. It's on in the West End at the moment. They have like the magic show goes wrong, they did the play that goes wrong, they did the Peter Pan that goes wrong. Some of these you can actually catch on Amazon, I think, but they have the West End versions of these plays at the moment. They also have a website as well. So the actual theatre company is called Mischief Theatre. They're award-winning theatre company, and then the actual drama society that take over from Mischief Theatre is called nope, trying to remember which one it is. I'll put the name of it on the left hand side, but I really love the drama society that actually reenact all the bits that go wrong in the show. So again, I'll leave the link for that show in the box below. Please do go and check it out. And if you're someone who's into light-hearted comedy and doesn't mind when things go wrong and you're up for a bit of a laugh, then please do go and check out that programme. My next favourite is going to be on podcasts. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a massive reader, but I do like listening to podcasts. My favourite podcast that I've actually been listening to over the last couple of months, and I absolutely adore, even though I'm not one of these myself, is Parenting Hell by Rob Beckett and Josh Whitaker. So if you're someone who is a parent, even if you're a non-parent like myself, because I don't have any children, it is hilarious. You get to find out what Rob and Josh have been up to during like the week. For example, they actually have like episodes on Tuesday where they're actually talking about their week with children, their working week, for example, and handling and trying to balance their work and children at the same time. And then you have the episode on Friday where they basically talk about with another celebrity, for example, about how their setup is at home. So for example, they had one with Adam Hills. Adam Hills is an Australian comedian. He's basically based over here for like 3 or 4 months at a time, and because he's Australian, he goes back to Australia for like the rest of the year, for example. So it's just trying to balance either like long distance children, essentially, long distance parents, children, and dealing with their children at home if they live quite far away. And then you've got celebrities who are kind of like at home in the UK, for example, and then they basically describe their relationship that they have with their children and their partners as well. It's a really good laugh if you're a parent yourself. Even if you're a non-parent, I think you'd really enjoy it. So I'll leave the link to that podcast in the box below. It's a really good laugh, so if you're really into kind of parenting podcasts or don't really want to endeavour on the journey of having children, then I think this is the right podcast for you. So my next favourites are YouTube channels. So I'm going to do like one crafty one and maybe a couple of non-crafty ones. So my non-crafty ones are basically going to be quite nerdy ones. So they're all going to be based on board games. So there's one YouTube channel that my husband really loves to watch, and it's called Dungeon Dudes. It centers around two guys who are actually into Dungeons and Dragons. So if you're someone out there who plays Dungeons and Dragons, my husband does like to play Dungeons and Dragons. He's actually got all the books on the shelf that's kind of near me. He's got about 5 books here, and he reads through them all the time. It's got like character outlays. It's got things like the sheets where you actually put your characters in your storylines, for example. So if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, then this is the perfect YouTube channel for you. It's actually quite fun loving. And they're 2 American guys. Really good laugh. I don't particularly watch it myself, but I know that Stephen really loves it, so I'm recommending that channel to you guys. So again, I'll leave that link in the box below. There's another gaming channel that we really like. It's called No Rolls Barred. It's with the lovely team who do Wrestle Talk and Wrestle Talk TV, which is also a wrestling channel. But I'm recommending No Rolls Barred because they just cover a lot of games on their channel. So they do a lot of board games. At the moment they're doing this thing called Lord of the Board, which is basically a tournament between 2 of the members of the No Rolls Barred team, and they basically fight it out over a game as well. So those are the 2 recommended non-crafty YouTube channels that I'm actually going to recommend to you guys. The crafty one that I'm going to recommend for you guys for this month that I've really been liking is Crafty Little Amy. I'll leave her link in the box below. She's been on YouTube for quite some time. She has over 1,000 subscribers. I know some of you guys will actually know her from some of the videos that you might have seen on YouTube, but she does a lot of like declutter videos, tidying up videos, kind of home videos. She also does a couple of crafty videos as well, so I'll leave her link in the box below. I've been actually like really liking her channel because she does a lot of declutter videos, like trying to get rid of stuff, trying to get rid of like messy areas in her house, trying to kind of live not necessarily a minimalistic life, but just trying to declutter from spaces that are in her house. So I'll leave Amy's link in the box below, so please do go have a look at her channel. So the next recommendation that I'm going to recommend to you guys is a board game. So if you're into board games, then I'm going to be suggesting some board games that I've been playing over the last couple of months. Me and Stephen really like to play board games at home, so it tends to be quite compact, small games, because we have a storage box on our windowsill that has all the games that we have in there as well. So the one that I'm going to suggest for this month that we've really been enjoying is Onitama. So this is what it looks like here. It's a bit of a big box, but it's got some gorgeous patterns on it. I really love the decoration on the box. So Onitama is basically like a chess game. It has a king and 4 pawns, and then it's a 2-player game, so you get a set in red and you get a set in blue. And then what happens is you lay them out on the chessboard. The chessboard is actually basically it's like a wrapper, it's like a roll around mat, so you can actually store it in the box a lot more conveniently. You lay the pieces out on the board and you basically get dealt 5 cards, so it's 2 for each player, and then you get 1 on the side. And what you basically need to do is that you need to have a look at the cards that you got, and there's only particular moves that you can make on the box with, or on the board with, these cards. So once you use 1 card to actually make your move, you put it to the side on your left hand side, and then you grab the other spare card that's actually on the right hand side. So it's just done in a complete circle. It's a really good game. I've really enjoyed playing it. Me and Steve has really enjoyed playing it. We play a couple of games because most of the games last between 15-20 minutes. We've made them last a little bit longer because sometimes we're still trying to figure out the moves actually on the cards, and we're also thinking about which moves will actually make you win the game. So the aim of the game is basically to get to the other side of the board, up to the, there's like a space where the king actually sits on, and you basically need to either checkmate your king, or you need to get to the other side of the board where the king is basically based. It's a really good game. I'll leave the link to that game in the box below. We actually got this game from Zatu Games. They're based in Norwich, so if you are in the Norwich area and you like board games, then please do go and visit that shop. Again, I'll leave the link to this game and then the shop in the box below, so please do go and check that out. And the last favourites that I'm going to say for February are some craft items. Now, I've intentionally left the craft items till last because all the other favourites are normally based on just normal kind of recreational things, online things, books, things like that, which I'll probably be doing over the next couple of months or so. So if you like this video so far, then please do let me know in the comments box below. I have my favourite craft items here, so I've actually got probably 3 items that I want to show you guys. So the first ones are these. So these are the sticker adhesive markers. These are really, really good. These are basically these are like roller tapes. So I got these from WHS, but you can get them cheaper elsewhere. And these are really good just for sticking like papers and cards together. I've been really loving using these, especially to make like quite quick projects. I normally use the Sticks 2 double-sided tape that I get from Hobbycraft, but I've been using these a lot more better because they are just so quick and easy to use, especially when I'm doing a quick project. So I have loved using these. These are really good. I've actually got I actually ordered a like an ATG glider from All Things Sticky. It's like a kind of lighter version of it. I think it was about £9 and I got the refill for about £5, I think. Again, I'll put the link to that in the box below, but I've really been loving kind of adhesive rollers lately because it's just a lot more easier to do a lot more projects. The next craft item that is one of my favourites is this. So this is the double-sided foam tape. This is from The Works. Now, I may have actually mentioned these before. These are really, really good. Poundland used to do some really, really good adhesive foam tape, and then they were basically the ones that kind of, when you stick them to your hand and you peel them off, they break. They break in the middle of your hand and it just becomes really, really sticky. These are a lot more firmer, and when you take them off your finger, they don't actually break in your hand or on your fingers, so they don't leave any sticky residue. These are really, really good. These are £2 and you get quite a few of the foam pads, and you also get the roll as well. So this is a really good buy for any of you guys who love foam pads. And then the last craft items that I'm actually going to show you guys is some alcohol inks. I've really gotten into alcohol inks more lately. I actually invested in a few alcohol bits and pieces. So I've actually got the Tim Holtz alcohol ink blower. I actually invested like in a smaller one from Amazon, which I'll actually show you because I actually have it behind me, which is this one. And it's not very good. It's very small as well. It's absolutely tiny. This is the one I got from Amazon. I think it's about £2 or £3. So this is what it looks like. So it's, again, it's just like blowing the alcohol ink on the paper. If you ever used alcohol ink before, you need Yupo paper or something that's like basically non-porous. So anything that's basically not going to soak through your paper, because that's technically what porous actually means. Just having the ability for the ink not to soak through paper. So glossy paper, for example. So Yupo paper is really, really good for that sort of stuff. So I think I got some Yupo paper from Amazon. It's from a brand called Frisk. It's actually quite thin. It's basically like tracing paper, but it's a bit more shining on the sides. I really like using it because obviously it holds the alcohol ink a lot more better. So again, I got the blower. I've actually got some Yupo paper from Tim Holtz that I got from Amazon as well. Massive shopper on Amazon, unfortunately, but the quickness is unbelievable with Amazon. So what I've actually done is I actually invested some from, again, Amazon. So I actually got these ones. So these are just tester ones that I got. These are the ones that I got from Amazon. So these are the alcohol inks, which are really good. So they just create lots of like alcohol patterns. So you got them in like pinks, purples, blues, reds, yellows, orange and greens. Really great set. This is like £10, I think, but I've actually invested into the Tim Holtz ones as well. So I've got the Tim Holtz ones in these little plastic bags. So these are the ones that I'm going to be trying out for the next month or so, just to test what they're like. So I've got various different colours. So I've got like purple, blue, green. I've got some metal ones as well, like gold and copper. And I've also got some yellows, some oranges, like a mint colour or a blue colour, and the pinks as well. So I'll put the list of colours that I have in my hand essentially. And I'll put the links for the Amazon ones as well that I've been using to test out. So these are what I've been playing with more recently. I also got some pipettes as well, just to blow the just to squeeze the alcohol ink, not the alcohol ink, the alcohol that you put when you're trying to interact with the alcohol ink. It will only go with is it isopropyl alcohol, not with the acetone alcohol that you get in nail polish remover. It's the other one that you clean stuff with. I'll put that again in the left hand corner, but the alcohol actually reacts with the alcohol ink, and that's how you create lots of patterns on the paper, on the Yupo paper. And then you use the blower to actually blow the ink around on the paper as well. So those are some of my favourite craft items for February. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, then please do give this video a like and a comment, and if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, hope you guys have, then please leave your comments in the box below. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in my next video.